Also, too, just really quick, and we are getting to the end of the show here, guys. So I really appreciate everyone hanging on. I'm a little bit all over the map today because I've got so many new things for the show that I'm learning. All these buttons. I've made the decision too. I know I complain on the show a lot about like having so many more buttons to push and so many more things to do. I'm actually going to be purchasing more buttons. Don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I will be doing that. So maybe the solution for buttons is actually purchasing more buttons to click. I don't know. But I want to say huge shout out to Dany Eid on X, a legendary community member, left for a bit. I was bummed because honestly, I would use his Twitter threads and stuff for the show. He just does really great stuff. What Dany does is he's able to take information from different places, different people, different times, sometimes years apart, and piece together a narrative that actually leads to some kind of conclusion and like piece together a story. Like Dany's so important for our ecosystem because he's a connector of information in a very kind of like nuanced way. Something that most people can't do. I can't even do. I don't know how he does it, but basically what Dany's able to do through these Twitter threads that he does is take bits of information and present it as a whole. And what would be just random bits of info is actually just a part of a story that leads you to some kind of conclusion. So I think that Dany is so important in this ecosystem. I want to just quickly shout him out and just highlight a thread that he did on SEALCOIN, which we've talked about on the show previously with WiseKey. And I went on a deep dive rabbit hole with that. So go listen to that episode. But Dany did his thread on this, and he hit on something that I think just needs to be hit on again. Just because, this SEALCOIN stuff and WiseKey and, Wise Art and like WiseKey is this company that like is also launching satellites. They do a lot of Internet of Things stuff. And essentially what they're doing in Dany's 12th tweet, he says, he's quoting a YouTube video presentation that actually had someone from the HBAR Foundation on it, but they say, we're launching a token that we call SEALCOIN. So it's a machine-to-machine payment token. So as we provide semiconductors that we embed into objects, the vision of the future is that these objects are going to pay themselves. So this is something that I was able to kind of allude to on the episode I was talking about. But again, because Dany can kind of take so many of these pieces of info and blend it together, that's really what this distills down to is WiseKey with SEALCOIN and the different partners they're working with. We're talking about a company that can develop, these semiconductors for different applications, let's say, again, launching satellites in space. They can develop this hardware and they can make it so these chips can essentially have their own wallet, and these machines based on whatever logic or whatever kind of programming or contract are able to transact with each other autonomously. And actually not just like when you think about this, right? It's not just machines exchanging information. It's actually machines exchanging value through those APIs. So that is crazy to me. So if you're interested in semiconductors and chips being able to transact essentially, like cryptocurrency by themselves, go check out Dany's thread. It's going to be in the show notes. And it's happening on Hedera, folks. So that's a use case I'm going to keep my mind on.